Hey friends, my name is Lindsay Mueller and these are my top 5 tips for beginner ukulele players. The first tip I have is to change a pretty easy chord into an even easier chord. So the chord F is quite common in ukulele. How you usually play it is putting your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string and your index finger on the 1st fret of the E string. The other ones are open. But I like to play it just using one finger, my index finger on the 1st fret of the E string. It's technically called F add 9, but it sounds almost the exact same as F. So I always play it like that. I think it sounds nice and it's easier. So in the beginning, when you're just learning chords, it can make a big difference from using 2 fingers to 1 finger. So try out F add 9 in place of F. My second tip for beginner ukulele players is to speak to yourself positively. There are a lot of things that come up when you are learning an instrument, and sometimes we can be hard on ourselves, telling ourselves we're not good enough, we can't do it, we get frustrated with ourselves. So my tip is to make sure you are speaking to yourself positively. If you hear your mind telling you you're not good enough, or you suck, or it's too hard, just replace that negative thought with a positive one, like, I can do this, I'm just learning, I'm in the beginning of my journey, and I'll be patient with myself. Just speaking to yourself positively can make a big difference in your journey, and it can help you from getting frustrated and stopping completely. My third tip for beginner ukulele players is to challenge yourself to play for 5 minutes every day. When you first learn an instrument, it's not going to learn itself. You have to put in the time and play it as often as you can. And so my tip is to play for 5 minutes every day, because often 5 minutes will turn into 30 minutes or longer. And it's okay if it doesn't, because the more consistently you can practice, the more you're going to see improvement. So I have a little chart on my wall that has a check mark for each day of the month, and so that helps me to stay on track to practice for at least 5 minutes every day, even if it's just practicing one finger picking pattern over and over or something like that. You can even practice while you're watching TV. Mute the strings with your hand and do a finger picking pattern or a strumming pattern. You don't even have to make a sound. Just doing something will help you improve, and then you will see progress more quickly and you'll be more likely to continue playing. Tip number 4 is to find someone to play with, whether that is a teacher, a friend, your child, an in-person group, or an online community. Find someone to learn from and learn with, because it's so much more fun with others and you're going to learn more quickly. Tip number 5 is to go slowly. Go in slow motion when you're learning something. That includes switching between chords. Don't expect yourself to be able to switch from chord to chord quickly right away. That's just not gonna happen unless maybe you've played another stringed instrument before. Go slowly when you're transitioning between chords, and know that the more you do it, the faster you'll get. Go slowly when you're learning a strumming pattern. Go slowly when you're learning a finger picking pattern. We have to slow things down. Once we can do something well in slow motion or really slow, then we can speed it up, then it becomes easier. It's really hard for us to do this because we live in such a fast-paced world and we want to do something really quickly, but with learning an instrument, especially ukulele, we need to take it slow. My friend Pierre, who was a ukulele instructor and an author, is going to share his top 5 tips for beginner ukulele players, so go check that out. The link to his video is in the description of this video.